Hey guys, what's going on? Maddie from DCLblogger.com. In this video, I just wanted to make a fun little video about what I think some of the best lands are in Decentraland. Okay, some of the estates I'm seeing forming are pretty big and in great locations. So whoever's invested in these has done well. I just want to go through some of these that I think are kind of in really good locations, just based on what we know so far in Decentraland. Remember, like all we're doing right now is just buying the positioning of our lands within this huge world where no one's really gone in and taken a look at everything. I mean, yes, there are a lot of beta testers, but the majority of people haven't really seen what it looks like. So we can only just kind of speculate and see, what we think might be the best place to settle in, just based on what the valuations are in those particular locations. But some of these properties I think are really good. For example, there's this one here which I think is really good property. I mean, you cannot get better than, an estate connected to Central Genesis Plaza and both the double roads surrounding the Genesis Plaza and the double road going north or east or anywhere, um, to be honest. But check this out, right? So if we were to just check out the best parcel within this estate, so it's made out of I think 12, 3 by 4. So yeah, 12. It's made up. This estate is made of 12 individual parcels. This one alone cost 363,000 mana during the auction time 10 months ago. So something like that would be worth about half a mil to about a million mana, or maybe even more than a million mana, once the market does pick up. But currently the market isn't. It doesn't have much volume. So if we were to try and sell these, I mean, you'd be waiting for a really large investor to bite. This particular one, yeah, 363,000 mana. So you can imagine how much like the whole thing must have cost him. If we were to go to the far, like the corner one right up here, what would that be? 415 maybe. This one here, yep, 7,500 mana. So it does decrease, obviously, but all up, it would have probably cost him about maybe even up to a whole million mana, or maybe 600 to a million mana, 600,000. But at the end of the day, that's a pretty cool estate to have. 12 lands connected adjacent to each other gives it a lot of height. Obviously, compared to just a single parcel that's just 20 meters. So, I mean, it's cool to have a single parcel around Genesis Estate, but if you just have a single parcel, I feel like once the world does develop, there's just going to be so much other distractions around your one single parcel where your build height is only 20 meters that if you have an estate, for example, this big, something like that would be a lot more beneficial than it's just a single parcel. Just because, like, if there's going to be a lot of people here, if this is going to be the spawn point, then at least you have something big enough or high enough so people can kind of take notice, right? I mean, imagine like 50 to 60 parcels around here, or 50 to 60 different distractions, or things just grabbing your attention, trying to get you to come and check out their place, and you just have one that just kind of towers over everyone else. Anyway, that's a really cool estate over there. Anything really central that is of decent size is pretty good. I reckon this one's pretty cool too. Quite cheap, 600,000 mana. I think that's what, 30,000 mana a land. It is kind of expensive per land, but it's not that bad of a deal if you can kind of connect this somehow and get in touch. Like this one is for sale here for 88,000. Yes, that is a bit expensive. You can kind of get in touch with the person that owns that or the person that owns this and negotiate a price to kind of connect this estate to the double road. Might be a bit better. We've got my one over here, which is a bit further away from Genesis and the road. So, I mean, it's not that cool of an estate, but at least it's of decent size, and it's one of the estates that's bigger than 15, bigger than 10 pieces connected, and within this kind of distance to the Genesis Plaza. What else do I think? I think this area over here is going to be really cool just because um first of all, this estate is massive, like largest estate. Well, he says it's the largest estate, but there's another larger estate over here in the bottom left corner. I mean, like, it's so big it kind of lags my whole. It takes some time to load on my browser. That's how big it is, right? Let's kind of duplicate this, let it load on the side and go back to our thing. That's how big it is. It's like freezing my freaking laptop. No, we'll let it load. It's made of, I think it's made of like 374 parcels. Like, check this out, right? Let's go over here. Oh, the lag. The lag. Alright. Wow, just loaded. That sucks. Anyway, here we go. It's right here. You can see it's 300. What is it? No, this one here. 374 pieces for 35 mil. What was that? 100,000 mana per land. It's freaking massive, right? And it's pretty much connected to this, and this. I think all four of these estates are the one seller, aren't they? Yep, and the one seller. Pretty big estate, and he would have got all these pretty cheap because, I mean, he's done well to kind of secure a location where not many people would be interested in, but at least he's got a massive estate to show from it. He probably wanted to get all these too, but maybe he ran out of mana. Anyway, that's a pretty cool estate. In terms of location, I think there's another one. I think this area over here is a really good area, and I'm saying that because I don't know if you guys saw in my other video, but check this out, right? Like this parcel here, you would not believe how much it sold for during auction time. Like, there's no chance you would know how crazy this price was during auction time. Check this out: 420,000 mana. That's more expensive than a Genesis City land connected to both the double road and the Genesis Plaza. Like, it is nuts, right? 420,000 mana. Like, I can't even imagine someone spending that much. But you can see, like, this area here was quite desirable. Like 30,000 mana connected to this district here, which is the Crypto Valley. They wanted to become something like the Silicon Valley of the virtual world, and it's spearheaded by the ELF team, AELF, who are on CoinMarketCap. But yeah, like anything connected to this is pretty good. I feel like this area over here, or any kind of estate within a bunch of different districts, is pretty cool. Again, I've got mine over here, but I also think this one's pretty good as well. 100,000 mana. By the way, when I'm telling you that an estate or a location is good, it's not because the price is good. I'm just saying that generally the location is good. Like this one's pretty good, but I mean the price can be a little bit better. But what I'm trying to say is, like, an estate that's big within districts, what happens is when you build on it, then they become, because of the build height is so much higher when you have combined parcels into an estate, especially one that's like, what's this, 33 pieces long, right? These ones are mine as well, but I've kind of separated them into different estates. Like this one is mine and this one is mine, but it's off a different Ethereum address. I've got like a few different trading addresses. But if I were to join these two to this, then this would be like 33, 37, 41. This one's mine too, 42, 43, 43 pieces large. And it would be pretty big as well. But I haven't done that just because I don't think anyone can really... I just like the neatness of this. But there's this one as well. I think it's pretty good. It's only a couple of parcels away from the Crypto Valley. But if you ever want to have like a business kind of center, because this is going to be like a business area, right? The Crypto Valley. So if you have a business center, if you want to ever build one, then this is the perfect place to build it, right in front of the Crypto Valley, in the midst of these tech districts. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. There's this area here, which are kind of the sciencey, artistic type of area. You have Surreal District, Inner Glitch, Sci Art Lab, Anarchist, International, Museum. You obviously got two Genesis Plazas, really, really close. So this one here is pretty cool. This is buy me on it. The larger ones, obviously, the better they are. This one's pretty cool too. This one's mine. I would really like to kind of connect it to Anarchist by buying maybe this and this, but that's not really in the plans anytime soon. I have to get in touch with the guy that owns this. What else do we have? So we got that. This one's pretty cool too, but it's connected to... no, don't lag on me. This one right here, it's connected to... So Greenpoint is connected to Greenpoint District, but it's a pretty big land. Like, look at this, 65 pieces large, again within all of these different districts and really close to this Genesis Plaza. Like this area here is pretty active. You got District X, Vegas City, kind of like a Sin City area over there, Festival Land, and all these mini districts, which I'm not sure if they're going to continue. They might be dissolved, I'm not sure. But also Greenpoint is pretty big. They've got quite a big thread and a community that is dedicated to build this. I haven't heard from them that much recently, so don't really know if they're continuing with it. There's this one over here, but it just looks really weird. The location is really good and the size of the estate is really good, but it's just a weird looking estate. I don't know, it just kind of looks like a piece of cheese to me. But it's pretty good. Location, this one off here, I think this is Bitcoiny Pies. This one's like it is Bitcoiny Pies. It's an estate that kind of shoots off from Decentraland University. Okay. And if you want to do anything educational, like it's a perfect estate, right? Because it's in the middle of Vegas City and Decentraland University. So there's going to be, I feel like this is a very undervalued territory just because, I don't know, I guess it's not very central or whatever, but like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of traffic going in between these two areas, like in this zone over here. So if you have something of a good size over here, then you might do really well. What else do we have? I really like this estate. This used to be my old estate, but I sold it to someone for 485,000 mana about a month ago. I really like the location just because it's connected to Ethereum, and this is a massive, massive district, right? It's a really popular one too, and you can extend it in the auction. Like whoever bought this can extend it in the auction by buying all of these lands, and also I kind of know who owns these. So if you kind of give the person that owns these a good offer as well, then this can be really extended out to a really, really awesome estate. There's that one. What else do we have, guys? Some really good locations. I feel like anything to, like, these quadrants are nice because they're close to the Genesis Plaza, but like if you have something in the middle of that, I don't know why, it's just not appealing. Like even parcels in the middle of all these, the max I sell for is about 15,000 mana, maybe 10 to 15,000 mana in the middle of all these. I don't know why, it just doesn't seem like it'll get much traffic. Maybe because there's not much of a road network, but if you consider the fact that you'll be able to fly in this world, it really doesn't matter about the road network. The road network is more to just kind of walk down and explore or browse different areas, but I think most people will just be flying around checking out different areas. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be walking, man. I can fly. What else do we have? There are some estates in these pockets. This one's really cool, but is missing a piece. This one right here. That one. Let's see, get past the lag. Anyway, Fashion Mall, 19 pieces of land. What's that, like 75,000 mana per land? Like, obviously it's ridiculously expensive, but the location is really cool. And I mean, if they had another parcel over here to complete it, that would be perfect for someone that wants to create some kind of a fashion district. Like, look at it, it's right in the middle of it, middle of this little fashion area, a fashion district. This one's cool because you can probably combine it with this guy. If one of these two agreed to trade the other one, then you've got a really good estate connected to Fashion Street. This pocket in the middle over here, there's not many estates. I know there's an estate over here because I sold it 4x5 pieces right here. Really, really well connected to Fashion Street. And in this pocket, like this pocket is hot area, guys. People have been selling these parcels for like 50 to 60,000 mana, those that are connected to roads. Like, check these out. Let's see if we can find any that have had recent sales. They didn't really cost much during auction time, but when it came to it, like they sold for a lot when they were put on the market. Can't really find any. Well, maybe I can just go to my ones. Yeah. Which ones are mine? Yeah, here we go. 49,000 mana. That was mine. C7A. I sold it before, but it was a part of like a 4x5. So one's connected to road as well by 49,000 mana. I kind of just sold them all for 50,000 mana each. That was a really good sale. Okay, that one's pretty cool too. So missing a couple of us connected over there. It'd be really, really cool. These districts might be dissolved because I know there's about 10 to 15 districts that are going to be dissolved, and it's the smaller ones, not the bigger ones. And it's mostly the ones that we really haven't heard from. So I think it might be this one. Oh no, maybe no. I'm not gonna mention anything just because I don't want to FUD unnecessarily. But I do know some districts are going to be dissolved. What else do we have? What else do we have? What other districts? Anything in the down south area? It's more the size that is more kind of awesome, not so much the location. Just because like the southeast, sorry, the southwest area, like no one really knows what's going to happen here. There's so much open space, right? It's more for like the community to come together and build something awesome in these areas. That like because they're far from districts, right? Like it's kind of like the the fun zone. Like no one's really gone in these areas. Everyone can build whatever they want. So this one's pretty cool. It's only like this losing. It's only missing about 5 or 6 parcels to be a complete, 160 to 170 piece land within these roads. Like that would be pretty sick. It'd be like a massive building, quite close. It's almost as big as this Genesis Plaza actually. So that's pretty damn cool. What else do we have? Anything else? That's really cool. These ones are nice. Like, I think HP from the Discords has that. One of the admins. Who owns this one? We don't know, but it's a lot cheaper. Almost a million mana. I think it's pretty worth it. I mean, if it was like a few 100,000 mana cheaper than that, I might consider buying it. Not a few 100,000, maybe like half of that price to be honest, because I like to get really good deals. But that one's pretty good. This one's just under Genesis Plaza. I reckon that's a pretty cool estate. This one's not too bad of an estate either. I don't know why it hasn't sold yet. Like it's less than 20,000 mana a piece. I'm not buying it just because I'm so overloaded with freaking estates, guys. I have way too much land. Like I need to clear my land. I've gone on a buying spree, and every time I see really good land piece, like this one, yeah, I call it Whale Estate. This one's mine. These 3 pieces are mine. They're like 26 pieces each. This one over here is like 20 pieces away from Genesis Plaza. That one's mine. I have too much. I've got this one as well. So I'm not buying anything until I can clear these. It's like over 120 pieces of land. Like way too much. Way too much land. And this is only one of my wallets. I've got another wallet with like more land in it. But anyway, I just wanted to quickly just go through some of the really cool land spaces or the places that I think will be popular. And hopefully the people that own these lands, which I think are many are owners that are active with Decentraland. Just because like if you look at the map in general, there's just so much land that has been created into estates, right? And even if there's about say 500 to 1,000 different experiences built within Decentraland, or even if there was just like 100 of different experiences built within Decentraland, it'd be an amazing place to check out. This one's pretty cool as well, actually. 40 pieces of land by Coinbook. And like that would be a pretty cool area to explore. Like imagine 100 different pieces of land. Yes, there'll be a lot of open space, but hopefully they'll fill that open space with some kind of, I don't know, like ocean area or something to, as long as it's not just like plain white or something. Or maybe just have like temporary games. I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff in Decentraland, and a lot of really awesome spaces. You can still secure some really good locations if you have the funding for it. And I've seen that there's a lot of space that people will be willing to accept. The bad thing about having big estates and wanting to sell big estates like these, right? So say this guy wants to sell this, or even this one right here is for sale, or say this one is for sale over here. Rarely does someone with 3 million mana enter Decentraland to purchase a land, or rarely does someone confident enough to spend 3 million mana for Decentraland. So the problem with having estates is that it takes some time for players of this kind of caliber to come in and put this much money into a digital land that may have a future, may not have a future. Anyway, that's a quick video for you guys. I'll see you guys in another video. If you like it, share it, and yeah, pretty fun little video just made for fun.